Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another fine edition of Rants. Along with me is my buddies,
Mark, Tim.
and we're going to talk about our predictions for SummerSlam. So, how do you think SummerSlam is going to be?
It's a lot of matches this time around, and there's a couple specialties thrown in there. I think that you got a good mix of matches that have been building for a while and matches that are going to lead to future things happening for wrestlers. You know, especially with like Roman Reigns and Randy Orton. Reigns is someone WWE wants to get up there in the main event picture and see if he can kind of hold his own there. So I think it'll be a pretty good show. I'm hoping these matches, as good as they look on paper, they hope they turn out very well. But it definitely has the potential to be a really good SummerSlam, in my opinion.
I hope so. Because it's like the WrestleMania of the summer. So, I mean, they got it booked pretty good, the matches. You got Stephanie McMahon coming out of retirement to wrestle. So that's definitely going to be something interesting.
I think so, yeah, and I really like this feud between Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. It's really been building for a long time, the past couple months now, ever since Rollins turned his back on the Shield.
Yeah, it's been a fun watch, the back and forth between the guys and the antics of Dean Ambrose. It just shows you how versatile Dean Ambrose is. You can throw him in as a team or throw him in as a singles wrestler, and he's holding his own really well. So that'll be a match that'll be a lot of fun to watch, hopefully.
And Ambrose is great on the mic. The other day on Raw, when he put the soda and the popcorn in Rollins' briefcase and tore up his contract, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's just the character that he's going with, and it's working really well. The fans are behind it. He's extremely popular, so I'm looking forward to the match for sure.
So speaking of the Rollins versus Ambrose feud, we have Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins in the Lumberjack match. What are your predictions on that?
Ooh, want to go?
It's definitely going to be interesting. I just wish that they picked a different stipulation because Lumberjack match, why? Probably just to keep them in the ring because they always seem to take it outside the ring. I would rather have them have it be false count anywhere match, but we'll take what we can get. So you're going to have your heels, keep it in the heel, and all the faces out there. So then they're going to end up fighting, and all hell will break loose. But I'd like to see Dean Ambrose finally get a win over Seth Rollins.
Good point. Yeah, I mean, I think the match itself is going to be really entertaining. I think it's going to be a great match. I wish it was a different stipulation as well because I feel like we've seen a lot of Lumberjack matches lately. I mean, I don't know what the stipulation could have been, but I think it would have been kind of cool if they had like a hardcore match or something like that, or first person to put someone through the table wins or something like that. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like we've seen a lot of Lumberjack matches lately. The only thing I can think of why they're doing a Lumberjack match is just because there's a bunch of wrestlers that aren't on the card, so they want to get them involved in a match somehow.
Yeah. I would have liked to see them put the case on the line, but in like a ladder match or something, but it's just, unless they're waiting till maybe Night of Champions, maybe put the case on the line if he doesn't cash in.
I think that would have been really cool if they put the case on the line.
Yeah, that was a stipulation I was looking forward to, but that's probably coming from a place where I want to see Dean Ambrose as the Money in the Bank briefcase holder. But I think the stipulation works fine. You've been seeing a lot of these two wrestling and fighting outside of the ring for months now, so now you'll actually get them one-on-one in the ring, and you have a stipulation that, and your camera's falling.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, we're sinking. Oh, okay, we're back, and we're taller now. Oh, there's his hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little technical
3D.
difficulties.
Yeah. What?
My hands are going to be famous.
Anyways, so no, the Lumberjack match I think is pretty good fit for this because again we've seen these guys fighting outside the ring for months, and I want to see them, with all their wrestling skill, with all their ability, have an actual one-on-one in the ring match. You're going to get your typical lumberjack match spot where, people are throwing in people or attacking people. That's to be expected. But this time, hopefully, you'll actually get a little bit one-on-one wrestling with Rollins and Ambrose, which are very good singles wrestlers. So, but as far as who I think wins, it looks like WWE is giving way more of the spotlight to Seth Rollins just because he's got the Money in the Bank. So I can't see why Dean Ambrose wins. I mean, I prefer him to win just because Rollins has been getting the best of Ambrose. He's got the briefcase. In theory, he's got the better career going for him, and Ambrose is just trying to be the asshole that messes with him. But, excuse me, it's definitely going to be Rollins, in my opinion, just because they're looking to build him and make him a big star,
Okay. How about you, Tim? Who do you think's going to win?
Like I said, Ambrose.
Yeah. You said Ambrose.
Oh, you said Ambrose. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them both, but I'm going to go with Ambrose.
Ooh.
You have a good point about Rollins. He could very well win, but since there's no... If the Money in the Bank case was on the line, I think Rollins would retain it, but there's nothing on the line except for
Just a feud.
just to
Just to wrestle.
develop the feud further. So, I don't know. I think Ambrose is going to pull it out somehow. I mean, we saw on Raw last week. Rollins lost to Slater of all wrestlers. I know he got distracted, but
there's
still.
no one to distract. Well, maybe the people in the lumberjack match, but typically they don't really get involved, and there's really no one outside of Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose that are like feuding with them. So maybe you could, if Roman Reigns is a lumberjack, which they typically don't have like the big major people be lumberjacks typically, maybe Reigns gets involved. But outside of that, I think this hopefully will be a more one-on-one match instead of dealing with interference from people or outside influences.
Lumberjack wise, it's gonna be like they'll have like the big guys out there, like Khali or Mark Henry, Big Show. Some of those guys will probably be out there to reinforce things, and then all your other mid-carders will be out there. But you gotta think that both of them, when they were part of the Shield, they have a lot of enemies, so it's going to be different now that Dean Ambrose is a face, Seth Rollins is a heel.
Yeah.
Who are they going to favor?
Times
Yeah,
have changed.
that's true.
What they did with the Shield now doesn't really matter in story-wise to wrestlers outside of who they're feuding with. So, I think you're just going to see these guys wrestle one-on-one, and then again, you'll get the typical spots involved with the lumberjack matches, but it's just going to be on a one-on-one match, and I think Rollins is going to win.
Okay. Good points. Good points. The next match we got is AJ Lee versus Paige for the Divas title. Your thoughts?
Looking forward to it. Their first match, I thought, was kind of short, and if given a lot of the proper amount of time, it could be a really good match. So I'm looking forward to it. And again, these are two of the best in the ring as far as your Divas wrestlers, and they got a great feud going. Paige has got an interesting character with this like weird split personality, like, oh, AJ's my friend, and then kicks the living crap out of her. So you're obviously trying to build her as a heel, and it's working because AJ is extremely popular. So once you have anyone tag someone that's extremely popular, they're pretty much heel. But I think it'll be a good match. I'm gonna say AJ wins with a slight hesitation because we've seen the back and forth with this title before, so it's possible Paige wins just to maybe develop the heel character a little bit, but I wouldn't like to see that just because AJ just got it and she's had it for a month, so give her a little bit of time with it, and develop the feud a little bit, maybe make it more personal, get some real like heat in there, because we could have a series of really good matches with these two, if you ask me.
Yeah, I like AJ, so I hope that she retains the title. I mean, Paige, she like just had it for a short little run, you know, and she was just pretty much just there to hold the title for AJ for when AJ came back. And now that AJ's back, she's just gonna take the title and she's just gonna keep it until someone else comes along. And then maybe eventually we'll get to see, like, you know, some of the other divas come in and try to get a shot again.
Yeah, I think the AJ Lee versus Paige feud has been pretty good, but it's a little odd just because at times Paige and AJ seem to be best friends, but then at times they're biggest enemies at the same time. So it's a little odd, but it's an interesting feud. I think they're both very good wrestlers, and AJ is of course very entertaining. But I like Paige, I like AJ, I like them both, but I think AJ is going to win. I'm glad to see her back. I'm glad to see her back in a main match. I think she's going to win. What about you guys?
Yeah. We all said AJ.
Are you guys already said AJ?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I guess I'm not. Gotta start paying attention more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Less chair shots to the head.
Yeah. All right. How long do you think the match is going to be?
Based on how many matches there have been so far, and if they add anything more, unfortunately, this might be another short one, maybe 5 to 10, maybe a little over that. I want to see them get a good 15-minute match, maybe a little over that. I know that might bore some wrestling fans because they hate women wrestling for some reason, but at the same time, you have your two best female wrestlers going for you right now, and to give them the spotlight with at least a considerable, amount of time for their match would do that justice. They'd be able to put together something special, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're two very talented, both of them.
Yeah, I mean, Lita and Trish would get some pretty long matches together. They put together great matches. They were trusted to do that. So WWE, I think, should start doing that. Cut out some of the nonsense that they have in their shows and just get straight back to the wrestling and giving these divas, the women wrestlers, their chance to shine, because there are a lot of really good ones. There are some that aren't so good, and I don't blame them for cutting the matches down for those.
Yeah.
But when it comes to these are arguably your two best.
Yeah.
And you don't shortchange it. You're not shortchanging John Cena and Daniel Bryan and all these guys. You're giving them long matches, so don't do it for your best female wrestlers.
Yeah, and also even though I like Paige, I don't think it would make too much sense to have her win just because she hasn't had it long term like AJ's had it. Paige has had it for a couple months before AJ came back.
3, yeah.
But AJ had it for.
I mean, before that, almost a year.
Yeah, so
because there was no one that touched her. Like, you can't. There's no one that's been able to move the meter with the fans like AJ has. And I'm sorry, people want to put Natalia up there or Naomi. They're great.
Or Alicia Fox.
You put Alicia Fox up there. You
or just me.
Hey,
maybe one day.
Maybe when AJ and Paige, this feud is done, maybe it'll be AJ and Alicia Fox. Maybe. But, anyways, people want to talk Natalia and Naomi. They're great. Believe me, I recognize their skill and their ability. But for some reason, we have something with AJ that we haven't seen since the likes of Lita or Trish or, you know, even Mickey James to a lesser degree. Like, she was still really popular too. You know, you got your two best working together. Let them do it. Just let them do their thing.
And one last thing, what do you think of them hating each other but being all buddy at the same time?
Well, I mean, now Paige is beating the crap out of her. I mean,
Yeah, but I mean weeks ago.
Yeah. I mean, that was then. Now that changed. Now, because Paige threw AJ off the stage and just wrecked her. So
Well,
they're not friends anymore.
No.
But now Paige is
friends.
Now Paige got this weird split personality thing, and it's a little strange.
AJ kind of has a split personality too.
Well, she was just crazy.
But don't tell her that.
Yeah. It's okay, AJ. I did crazy.
Okay, so we all think AJ is going to
CM Punk.
retain it.
Yeah.
Yes, AJ definitely.
How many CM Punk chants do you think
Dude,
we'll get during the match?
You're gonna probably get a short burst of it for a couple minutes, and then people will go back to the match. As long as they do a good job together, no one's gonna chant anything other than "Let's go Adrian, let's go Paige," because both have a very good following.
I heard that they want to teach AJ the GTS.
Really?
Yeah, there's a rumor that might happen.
That's not.
That's interesting.
That'd be the worst thing, because
That would be odd.
If they want to stop the Punk chants, you don't have her do the GTS, because the minute she does it, people are gonna go, "Oh, CM Punk's wife," and they're gonna start chanting. So
She is kind of like she's the female version.
Well,
of CM
yeah,
Punk,
yeah.
so.
yeah, but you don't give her her husband's move, especially they're already chanting his name anyways, and if WWE doesn't care, then they don't care. But I kind of think they do, so they want to do what they can to lessen that a little bit. And so far, it hasn't been as strong as it's been in previous months, but it's there when AJ
fizzling out a little bit.
It's there when AJ's there, and then sometimes when there's like an extremely boring match, they'll chant it. Which they're right; they paid their money. So.
Oh, by the way, I know this sounds kind of random. I meant to say this earlier, but you guys can watch this video for the great price of $0.00. Just to remind you guys.
Overkill.
You can
The Ring Rants Network. We have.
I mean, if you want to
one
send us $9.99 to watch our videos, we'll be more than happy to take you up on that offer. But if you send us $0.00, that's fine. Just remember, $0.00. 0.0. Well, I screwed that
0.0.
I meant 0.00.
You just made a new currency system. Thank you. Thank you. You have solved our economic problems. The Alex currency. 0.0.
Oh, yeah.
What would it be after cents? There's dollars.
0.0.
There's dollars and there's cents.
It's going to be gold signs.
There, gold. Oh.
Hey, I'm increasing in value these days, I think.
That's a whole
The dollar's going down, gold's going up. That means I'm increasing.
Because his last name is going
So, how many plugs for the WWE Network do you think there's going to be
an absurd amount
during SummerSlam? How many times are they going to say only for $9.99?
An absurd amount, probably. Maybe they won't even go off on the $9.99 thing. That was probably just Triple H being a troll, but they're gonna promote it because they want people to sign up for it. Now it's released worldwide, so
It's getting towards the end of the 6 months, so they're wanting people.
They're probably getting nervous that people are going to
sign
subscribe.
back up, so.
yeah, give them a reason to keep it. By doing some things on your TV show that fans want to see. So.
I have the WWE Network, and I love it. So.
You have the whole WWEshop.com. So
I'm not saying that there aren't great aspects to it. I'm sure there's great aspects to it, but them overly promoting it,
it's annoying.
Yeah, it is. I understand it's a business, so they're going to promote
Just
it
like with
sometimes, but
just like with the WWE app, like they ad nauseum talked about that. I'm like, I don't care. I downloaded it for like a week, and then I'm like, I'm I'm not using it. I don't care to vote. So just give me wrestling. That's why I want wrestling, not this crap.
Anyways,
okay, we're getting
off of that,
sidetracked.
we just went on a tangent, but
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of you guys agree with us.
Or
Maybe
dis-
disagree.
or
Let us
disagree.
know in the comment
Blame
section
him.
below. Okay, so there's a match between Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton.
Is there? Really?
There is.
I had
if you guys didn't know,
Oh,
what are your
God.
thoughts?
Roman Reigns. I like Roman Reigns, and I can't stand Randy Orton. And
Tell me how you really feel.
they've been feuding, on and off, and Orton got the best of Reigns. Arcade him through the announce table, and yeah, that was the first shot on this feud, and I was like, at first we thought it was gonna be Triple H versus Roman Reigns, but I guess that's not the case because Randy Orton's going in there, so because he took Randy Orton's spot at getting the title, and Randy Orton wants to prove to everybody that he deserves to be champion, which he doesn't.
He has to work a little harder to prove it to Tim. Jeez.
So
My God, I thought I didn't like him.
no, he already had the title 9 times. He don't need it no more.
Yeah, it'll be a decent match. I worry about the speed of each wrestler. Roman Reigns is kind of quick. A lot of power, but it's very fast. Like, he's very quick. Randy, he's very methodical, very slow paced. So when you have two clashing wrestling abilities, sometimes I get a little worried that you're not going to have a good match. And honestly, these two should have a good match based off of their ability. And, I mean, Randy's been around for a while. He knows what to do and what not to do. And Reigns is the young up-and-comer that's really getting over with the crowd. So I really want this to be a good match for Reigns. Randy Orton, put him over big time. Let Reigns win and keep this momentum going, because eventually Reigns is going to be champion in the near future, and this is just another step in that path.
So, yeah, I agree. But nothing's on the line in this match, right?
No, none of them have anything. Nothing. No
So, I mean,
stipulation.
it would make more sense for Reigns to win because Orton's already over. I mean,
he's established.
If Orton wins, it wouldn't make any sense. Reigns has a lot more to gain by winning. And also, I don't think Kane's going to interfere. If you saw on Raw last week, Kane put down his mask and, he didn't say much, but you got the idea that he's done wrestling for the Authority, at least for a little while.
I think it's still possible that he interferes, but I think he gets after Randy Orton.
Really?
Because you saw some tension between those two the last couple of weeks. So I could see a possibility where he comes out and screws Randy Orton out of winning. And then you get an Orton and Kane feud, which don't know if I get super excited over, but whatever.
Yeah, that's a good point. If Kane does interfere, I think he's going to screw over Orton this time around.
Certainly possible.
What
do you think about Kane interfering, Tim?
It's possible, but I don't know. I think Kane's too busy now getting ready to promote his new movie, See No Evil 2. That's pretty much the only reason they really had him unmasked, so that he could be more recognizable for the movie.
Oh,
so,
that's a good point.
Yeah.
So we all say Reigns.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
I think the crowd's going to go crazy when and if Reigns wins. The crowd is going to go nuts for him.
They're behind him big time. They gotta, like I said, they has to keep building this because you got something with him. So
I like Reigns. The only thing I don't really like about him too much is it seems like he doesn't have too many big moves. Yeah, he has the spear, and yeah, he has charisma, but it seems like he only has a couple moves, like maybe 4.
I mean,
or
everyone
5.
has signature moves, and but it's what he does leading.
But he
up
does
to,
them well.
It's what he does that leads up to those moves that is good. He's, to me, great in the ring. Great for a big guy. Moves real quick, and you don't see that a lot with.
Yeah, he does
wrestlers.
move quick,
So,
and I give him credit for that. That's exciting.
and his character that he has is very. It fits well for him. So, and it
Yeah.
gets over with the crowd real well. So, even if he might have a few, signature moves, every wrestler does.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Some have a more expansive moveset.
Yeah.
Some just do certain moves and it looks really good. So might as well keep doing it.
Oh yeah, I'm not disputing the fact that it looks good, but I just feel like not every wrestler, but most wrestlers have some version of the spear.
I mean,
It seems like.
there's certainly a handful of wrestlers that use the spear and use it as their finisher, or at some point used it as their. I mean, Edge.
It looks good, but
Depends who does it.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the Miz versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental title. What are your thoughts?
Oh, come on, Ziggles. I know this. It's more than likely not going to happen, but I'd love to see him win. Just to, give him something. He's been on the back burner for a while, but little by little, we've been seeing him win. Been seeing him, close to winning the Intercontinental title. So they're teasing us a little bit. The Miz is great as a heel, so I'm glad he's back to that. It doesn't make me want to watch the match to see him get his ass kicked. What makes me want to watch the match is Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah,
And
same here.
in the possibility that he can win. So maybe that's the selling point. Maybe it's not so much. It's Miz. Miz is a character that annoys everyone because that's what he's supposed to do. And to see him get, lose, hopefully. But for me, it's more I want to see Ziggler back up top. Because he had it last year. And it was great. And then it was all taken away unjustly, in my opinion. So, but as far as the actual match goes, more than likely Miz is winning because he just got the title. Again, I'd love to see him lose. He's won the title and then lost it in a day, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. But yeah,
What do you think, Tim?
I like Dolph Ziggler. I'd like to see him get the title. But like Mark said, Miz just got the title, and I don't see him dropping it just yet. But if there's a slight chance that Miz is too worried about getting hit in the Moneymaker, that Ziggler will end up getting the win. So I'm going with Ziggler.
Really?
love to.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Ziggler win as well. He's been gaining a little bit of momentum these past few weeks. He's been working hard these past few years. He's been getting a little push here and there, but for the most part, they're misusing him, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think if he wins, the crowd would go crazy for him.
Oh yeah.
And think about this, though. As much as I want Ziggler to win, every time I pick Ziggler to win, he always loses. And
He's been losing for a while. It's only been the last few weeks that they're starting to give him some wins. So, I mean,
but how great would it be if he embarrassed The Miz in Hollywood? Well, LA isn't exactly Hollywood, but it's close enough.
yeah, they go with the character, sure, but it'll just be great for him to win.
If Ziggler was like to Miz, okay, I'm going to beat you, go back to making movies, leave the WWE, see ya.
Oh my.
I could see that as a promo before the match or
Yeah,
something.
mention something, but
But
it'll just be great to see him win. It's not so much who he's wrestling. Like,
yeah, it doesn't
I
matter
want-
really.
I
In the
want
words
him
of
to
The Rock.
succeed. I want him to get a title because he deserves it. He's been works his ass off.
He definitely deserves it.
Yeah.
But as much as I like to see him win, I think The Miz is going to win it. I just got that feeling.
Yeah. Makes the most sense to happen, but I sure don't want it to happen that way.
I think the WWE. I think Ziggler's going to eventually win it, but I don't think they're going to let him win it this suddenly.
Yeah, they
Right
might.
when Miz came back so recently.
They might, keep building this up. You might get this match a few more times. Who knows?
So there's still the chance of the unification.
What's that?
There's still the chance for the unification of the U.S. title and the Intercontinental
It's
title.
been talked about for months.
That's true.
So maybe at Night of Champions, they just ordered a bunch of new plates for all the new belts. So there's a possibility that they could have one new title, and probably just keep the Intercontinental and drop the U.S. title. So
That would be interesting.
we'll see what happens. Because as far as Sheamus, he hasn't done much lately. He doesn't have a match for the U.S. title, and he still wants to unify him. So we'll see what happens.
All right, we got Stephanie McMahon versus Brie Bella.
Yes.
Oh, gotta sit through this.
Hey,
How long do you think this match is going to be?
It'll probably be longer than the Divas title match. Knowing
Really? You think so?
Yeah, probably, and that's atrocious in my opinion. I could care less for this feud. Like, okay, yes, it's Stephanie McMahon. She's a great character. She plays her role well, and this has been a good way to establish Brie as like a dominant, fixture in the Divas division and in WWE as a whole. So that's what I like about this feud. Now we're getting into the ring, and Brie's pretty good, but in my opinion, she still has a lot to learn, a lot to improve on. And you have Stephanie, who's not a wrestler. And my biggest thing is when non-wrestlers get involved in wrestling matches. I can't stand it for the life of me. And again, she is involved with wrestling. She's
Good on mic.
Yeah, she's great on the mic.
She's a great heel.
She has a great character, she's a head person in the WWE, but she's not a wrestler. It's gonna drag the match down as it is. And again, I think just the way that they're promoting it and it's a McMahon, they're probably gonna give that match a longer time frame to work with versus many of these other matches that should in theory go long, in my opinion. So, but we're predicting things, so I think it's Brie wins this one. Just it's the whole get revenge and accumulation of everything. Brie probably wins, but if they want to drag it out, then Stephanie does something, and then the match never happens because Brie gets beat up or something. I think would be interesting. It's probably not gonna happen, but I'd like to see it because it might make me a little bit more interested in the story. Is if they do something with Brie and Nikki, where Nikki turns on Brie, Nikki becomes the heel Bella. That would make it interesting to me because you haven't really seen that yet. So. But as far as the match itself, I'm not looking forward to it. So that's just me, though.
Your thoughts, Tim?
I'm looking forward to it. It's been 10 years since Stephanie's had a match.
For good reason.
Yeah, well,
That's true. So she's due for at least one.
Yeah, I feel like it will be entertaining. But I just feel like, why for the past 2 weeks were they having them do their little promos, the last 2 weeks of Raw, ending Raw like that in the main event spot, making it bigger than the world title match itself. So that'd be interesting. I see Brie winning the match, hopefully. So Triple H is going to be ringside, and so is Nikki. So the opportunity for Nikki to turn heel on her is possible, saying that, "Oh, I got offered more money to turn on you. Sorry," but.
That's the only thing that'll save for me. Or if Daniel Bryan's there, and
Yeah,
he gets
I was gonna
involved
say that.
somehow, then then I wouldn't be excited for the match. I'm excited for Daniel Bryan, so it's not doing the match justice to have Daniel Bryan involved. Even though I'd love to see him, but it overshadows the match. Like, hey, look, there's Daniel Bryan. People are gonna wig out.
It would be great to see an appearance by him, though.
Yeah. Oh my God, yes, that'd be awesome.
Or they probably would have like some of the heel divas come out and attack Brie before the match even starts. But
Yeah, so you could see something like that happening, and then Stephanie getting a cheap win, which would continue this feud even longer, which makes me want to pull my hair out. So
The one thing I like about Stephanie, even though she's a non-wrestler, is that when the crowd does the yes chants, yes, 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 she turns that around on them.
she's great
her
with
favorite.
interacting with the crowd. Like,
Yeah.
no question, her skills on the mic and the way she portrays her character is great. I'm all for her being like a fixture on the show as her character. I'm fine with the whole authority angle. But I still, when it comes to non-wrestlers in the ring, even when it's like celebrities, like it annoys me a little bit. Like, yeah, it's fun to see, but
Unless if it's like a minute or two.
yeah. But I'm not for this match. I could care less. So
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the match for the most part. I mean, I hope it's a quick match. You said you think it's going to be a long match? I think it would make more sense for it to be a quick match just because Stephanie's not a wrestler.
it should be a quick match, but I think they're gonna drag it out. That because it builds the suspense, builds it, and then finally one of two things happen. Brie wins and everyone's happy, or Steph wins and everyone boos. Typically, when these matches that have been pushed and promoted for so long with so much hype, they give it as much time as the two people want, and they kind of lessen the other matches that should have more time to develop.
I think Brie's going to win because her sister's going to help her. I know you guys are saying this would be the perfect time for Nikki to turn heel, but I think Nikki is going to interfere somehow and help
Brie.
Brie to win.
That's probably the strongest possibility. Again, it's the Nikki heel turn thing is more of like, I hope
I think that would be more interesting if she turns
to
heel.
make it interesting. Like, oh hey, now I'm paying attention because now you have this other dynamic. Now you have, a wrestler involved with another wrestler.
A sister versus sister feud. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, they've done brother versus brother before.
So
or brother versus brother.
I'm going with Nikki. I mean, I'm going with with Brie.
Going with Brie. Yeah, we're picking a lot of the same people.
Are we really?
Yeah.
I guess we're pretty agreeable today.
Yeah.
So far.
Just about who wins, but not about
What did you say, Tim? Brie or
Brie.
Stephanie?
just
Okay.
level of excitement for it, or
I think
level of
this match is going to be 5 minutes or less.
I hope so. I want it to be done with.
Okay. I'm getting old.
By the way, when he's leaning forward, he's checking off the matches we talked about. So if it looks funny when he's doing that, that's why.
I had one job.
He does have one.
And that's to be awesome, as The
Oh,
Miz would say.
okay.
Okay, next match we got Jack Swagger versus Rusev Crushes. Ice cubes. Crushed or cubed? I'd say crushed. Bad joke.
Oh my
Flag
God,
match.
bad joke.
In a
Bad
flag
joke.
match.
We need a bad joke.
I wish I had an
Alex.
American flag. I'd be waving it around right
No,
now.
we need a bad joke Alex flag. Every time something comes up, or you say something, flag.
I'm afraid I've got some bad jokes.
Or just a sign or something. Anyways, to this flag match.
Well, over the past few weeks, I've started to like Jack Swagger a little more. But even though I like him a little more, I still don't have strong feelings towards him. I mean, I could take him or leave him, but sometimes I call him Jack Lax Swagger.
Oh,
But-
Jack, he just called you out. He'll take you on. Swagger. He lives.
I'm sorry. He could probably kick my ass in 5 seconds, but okay, he's okay. I do like Zeb Coulter a lot. I think he's great on the mic, and I love doing the "We, the people," and I love his shirt. His shirt's pretty cool, even though it's just a fingerprint. And okay, but this is just a matter of me. But that being said, I don't really care too much about this match, even though Swagger's been getting good pops from the crowd. And Zeb Coulter's great on the mic. Lana's great on the mic as well. But as far as the match itself goes, it's not that entertaining in my opinion.
Who wins, though? That's the important question.
I want Swagger to win, but I think Rusev's going to win.
Yeah, I could see Swagger win, because it's not about pinfall. It's just about grabbing a flag. So you could say, oh, well, Rusev is still undefeated because he's never been pinned, because he's just going for a flag. But I don't think that they'll go that way. I don't think they're going to be like, nah, if you get the flag, you win. You know, it doesn't matter about pinfalls. They want to give it to Rusev so that they can rub it in everybody's face. You know, but like I'd like to see Swagger win it, and then you know how they always have the pyro and they always drop the big flag.
Yeah,
I'd like to see them drop a big American flag. You know, that would be something cool. I'd like to see Hogan come back and endorse Jack Swagger.
that would be awesome.
As the real American.
No,
So,
please, God, no.
Oh, there's brother.
Tell you something. Go to bed, old man.
Hulkamania.
it's running well this Monday. I'm wrong.
That's right. We forgot about that.
So what do you say, Swagger or Rusev?
Oh my God, this is another one I could care less for. It's 2 matches in a row.
Their
You know,
mouthpieces are great. Coulter and Lana are both great
That's
on the
the
mic.
only thing that's been keeping me interested, because both Lana and Coulter are great managers, and they really build the feud, because Swagger can't do it on his own, in my opinion. Rusev can't do it on his own, in my opinion. So you need the mouthpieces. You need, mic skills of Lana and Coulter to kind of build this feud. My personal, feelings towards this country versus country feuds, I don't care for them. They don't do anything for me. So I look at just the match straight up and what it does for each wrestler. Really, Rusev wins and keeps his momentum going.
Yeah.
Because nothing other than a few instances, last couple of weeks where it seemed like Swagger is getting the best of them. Usually when they do that, the person that's getting bested will come back and win the match. At least from what I've seen. I think they're probably going to extend this winning streak of Rusev out a little bit longer and let his first loss be against someone more established. I mean, Swagger just turned face within the last month, and the only reason he's getting any sort of reaction is because it's country patriotism.
Yeah,
based.
of course people are going to be cheering for that.
Yeah.
Even though they may not necessarily... Some people may be cheering for Swagger, but it's more so cheering for the country.
Yeah, they
They play
tie
up to
together Swagger with the country and kind of drop the don't tread on me Tea Party thing that they were going with for a while, and now they just made it like all inclusive America as a whole.
And I like seeing Coulter as a face, actually. Even though he's a good heel, I like seeing him as a face.
Yeah, it's a nice little change.
So it's
And-
funny when Coulter makes the Rocky and Bullwinkle.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
him bringing up Rocky and Bullwinkle was
I
pretty
love
funny.
it. I love it when
Super
Lana's
touch.
like, "Shut up!"
Oh yeah. Like I said, the highlights of this feud are the managers. Like, it's not, for me at least, it's not the wrestlers.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
I never could get into Jack Swagger, and I definitely can't get into Russo.
Yeah, just have Lana and Zeb fight each other.
Yeah, I think that'd be
That would be
entertaining. Hang them off a flagpole, and the winner grabs their manager. I don't know. That'd make it interesting. See them dangling.
Okay, so we all pick Rusev?
Rusev Crush.
Yeah, it's more than likely Rusev, and this feud will probably continue and annoy the crap.
I think we're all agreeing on a lot of these.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Don't worry, we're gonna disagree at some point.
Maybe. Next match. Now, I'll keep in mind, all these matches aren't necessarily in order, but we're just going over the matches here. Chris Jericho versus Bray Wyatt.
Ooh.
Should be interesting, I think.
Here, you can go first.
Follow the buzzards.
On Twitter.
We're coming for you, Jericho. Oh man, I'm excited about this match. Round 2, here we go. I feel like this time it's Bray Wyatt's turn to get a big win. Yeah, Battleground, we didn't get so lucky, and I was surprised that Jericho was able to get the win, but like Mark said, he just came back, so they were gonna give him the win, so he was right there. But I was just hoping that Bray would get the win. SummerSlam, this is a big stage. It's like the summer's WrestleMania, like I said. I think this is his time to get a win because Jericho's got to go back off and tour for Fozzy anyways. So have him get knocked out where he has to take some time off and follow the buzzards. And it's going to be interesting because my brothers, Hopper and Rowan, won't be out there on ringside. They're banned, so it's 1 against 1. We'll see what happens, but I'm going with Bray Wyatt no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, this is another one of those situations. Just like the Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. Orton's already established. Jericho's already established. And he's just going to be there short term. And Bray Wyatt has a lot more to gain than Jericho. Jericho doesn't lose anything if he loses the match. Yeah, he loses the match, but he's already established. So, and I like Bray Wyatt. I think Bray Wyatt, though, has been losing some momentum lately. And also, some of the crowd still cheers for him, but he's getting less. Like, the crowd is cheering for him less recently. Maybe a big part of that is just because he's feuding with Jericho, and Jericho is this one of the most popular wrestlers. I think that's a big part of it. But if you've noticed, a few months ago, even, he was getting a lot of cheers from the crowd, even as a heel. Now, he gets some, but it's not as much. So, I'm going with Bray Wyatt. I think he has a lot more to gain.
Yeah, that's right.
I guess I'm going to be the heel predictor at this point because I'm going with Chris Jericho.
Boo!
Wait, I thought Chris Jericho was a face.
No, as in I'm going against you.
Oh, okay. Heel predictor. Heel predictor.
He knows nothing.
Here's the thing. Bray is already established, in my opinion. Bray is a top guy. Or else he wouldn't have a match with Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is a top guy who comes in and faces young up-and-coming guys and turns them into stars. Or if he's taking on a young guy who's already a star, he just elevates them. I think even in a loss, Bray still is established. And I also think, excuse me, in a way, Jericho winning will just build on Bray's character, and you could see a new level of his character come out of this.
Yeah, but Bray losing to Cena, that he really took a hit when Cena beat him.
But he was against Cena. The fact that he's still wrestling major guys tells me that
that's true.
even in a loss, he lost at WrestleMania, but he bounced back. He won a match. It's certainly possible that Bray wins. I think just a way to develop his character, he can lose and then do something to add to his character, add another layer. As far as him not getting reaction, he still gets reaction.
He definitely does. But
It's just WWE doesn't want their heels cheered anymore. They want them booed because they're heels. They're traditionalists in that aspect. So they're trying to cut back on these heels that are overly popular and getting cheered. The Wyatts have been. That's why you're seeing them go against really popular wrestlers like Jericho and like Rowan and Harper going against the Usos, who are arguably the most popular tag team at the moment. So they want the booing, they want the hatred.
I see.
They want another straight edge society.
They don't want a heel to get routinely cheered because it's kind of contradictory.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm cheering them.
Well, yes.
But the majority.
Yes. What I'm saying is they need to get, because these Wyatts, they have the potential to be like a straight edge society. This was Punk's group a few years ago. And as smart as Punk was, he made that group into a top faction because of the characters that they had. It got over so well. People booed him, threw stuff at him,
Wow.
and just lost their mind whenever they saw Punk and the rest of the straight edge society. This is what WWE needs. They had this big face group in the Shield that was completely over. Now they need a group that's completely heel and that people just despise. That might be very difficult to do now because a lot of fans, again, will cheer for the heel and then boo the face because they appreciate the heel's skills better, or they think that they deserve the cheering more so than the good guy. But at the same time, I know Bray and Harper and Rowan have it in them to take their characters to the next level. So you could see, this hatred, this heel group really take hold.
I see what you're saying because if you look at Barrett before he got hurt, he was a heel, but he was getting cheered so much.
Yeah.
Same thing as Cesaro when he did the swing. He was a heel, but when he did a swing, the crowd was going crazy for him.
And
That's why you don't see the swing as much. I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll see it every once in a while.
Yeah.
But.
So they're really trying to keep that in check, and I think one way to do that is for Chris Jericho to pick up 2 wins against Bray. But again, I could see Bray winning because you could do the whole, one, Bray wins 1, Jericho wins 1, and then have a rubber match. That's a typical thing.
And back to Eric Rowan and Luke Harper taking their characters to the next level. They need to win the tag team belts. I think they deserve them. And I like the Usos, but it's time for a change.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that there's no tag team match.
I mean, we still
tag team belts
have a
on the
week.
line.
They could throw, that in there, but they
Possible, I guess.
They seem to be giving a lot more attention to Stardust and Goldust. So
I like Stardust and Goldust, but I'm getting sick of seeing them facing Ryback every single week, or almost every week. It's like, can they switch things up a little bit?
Well, they don't got a lot of tag teams anymore.
I guess.
I think at Night of Champions is going to end up being a tornado tag match.
That'd be cool.
Anyways,
That'd be awesome.
But it looks like they're kind of bypassing Harper and Rowan at the moment. I'm like, why?
Well, they've had a couple of matches, so they're established. They're fine.
They'll
These
probably
guys
be
are
involved in the Lumberjack match, I guess.
Probably, maybe.
Possibly, yeah. But no, the Wyatts will be fine. Jericho wins. End of story.
All right, now for the main event.
Ooh.
John Cena sucks. I'm not biased at all. I'm not biased at all. Versus Brock Lesnar. I sound constipated, I think, when I do that.
Sounded like something. I don't know if it was constipated. But
I sounded like something.
it's okay.
I have no idea what I sounded
Okay.
like.
He tries.
This match should be interesting, I think. If the WWE has Cena beat Lesnar by some strange reason, I'm going to quit watching.
And then you'll watch it.
Then I'll watch the next day, like
Then you
everyone
watch
else.
on Monday.
No, but seriously,
quit watching with my friend Mark. That was awesome. You remember that when Triple H was
Yeah,
saying?
they took a shot at you.
Yeah, they went after me, even though I never threatened to quit watching wrestling. But yeah, that was funny as well.
but seriously, I mean, I don't like Lesnar too much. I don't like Cena, but I'd like to see Lesnar win. I don't want Cena to be the guy who beat the guy who ended the streak. That would really
Wouldn't
suck.
that make sense, though? Like, who else is going to be big enough to beat Brock Lesnar at this point? Who else has been established and has the following and has the character to hang with Brock Lesnar at this point? You don't really see too many other guys taking up Brock Lesnar.
I guess so, but at the same time, this will give Paul Heyman more material to work with. Saying, my guy wins. Like,
yeah, well, I mean, he'd be saying it no matter what, if he wins or loses. I mean, Brock Lesnar's lost before, and, you know, he's still the mouthpiece because Brock Lesnar can't really get on the mic, so...
Also, here's another thing to consider. If they have Cena lose, they could have him lose just so he can win again a couple months from now, so he can tie Flair.
I think
His
people
world
are making
championships.
too much of that. Like, yeah, he's up there in, you know, title reigns because he's been wrestling for over 10 years now. Like, yeah, that's gonna happen. And again, he's, you know, your face of the company, of course. And they're also counting the times where he was WWE champion and World Heavyweight champion, which are two separate belts, but they're counting them as one. While Ric Flair held one belt 16 times.
And to counter your point about Cena being the guy to beat Lesnar, Lesnar, of all the wrestlers, he would be the guy to beat Cena. That guy's a beast.
Yeah, I mean, they have history together, and Brock's an imposing character and an imposing wrestler. So, but we've seen lesser people beat Cena. So he's not afraid to put people over.
True.
He's not afraid to put people over, but it all depends what is in the near future for Cena right now. And are they willing, if he's really going off to make another movie, if he's really taking some extended amount of time, then yes, he loses the title. But if he's only going to be gone for a short while, like last month, he was supposedly, you know, going to lose because he was going to fly to New York City to film a part in this movie. He was gone for a week and then he was back and he won his match, so he was still the champion. So if he's only going to be gone for a little bit, he's keeping the title. Why in the world? Well, I shouldn't say why in the world would they give the titles to someone who's only around once in a while. They did that with The Rock. But even so, Brock is like sporadic. He's here for a month or two and he's gone. And when The Rock was champion, he was here for 4 or 5 months straight through. So that's a little bit more understandable, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, now if they plan on giving Brock the title, then he'll want to stay. He'll want to stay around a little
But
longer.
as far as everyone knows, his contract is only like a few dates. Like he's not contracted. Again, this is what I've read online. You can take it with a grain of salt, but based off of the last few years and how sporadic he's been, he gets paid for certain dates. Like he has a limit on dates he can wrestle. And once he reaches that limit, then he negotiates another contract. As far as I know right now, and the general knowledge of, you know, internet wrestling fans, is he's on, you know, a small window of appearances. And that will prevent you from really having a long-term feud, because you need months to build that up. You need months to build a good title feud. This was just kind of put together.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a good point, too. I mean, even though I could see Lesnar beating Cena, if he's only going to be there for a couple weeks or a couple months
It's
at
not-
most.
It's not worth it. It's maybe for a month.
I don't
or
see
two,
how they
sure,
can give it to
but-
him. If
And then begs the question: who beats Brock Lesnar to take the title off him? Is it Cena again,
Reigns.
or is it? Well, hopefully, that'd be ideal. You kind of pass the torch from one big guy to another. Even though it's a little bit of difference there, and who's bigger or not. But Cena's winning it. Like, to me, there's almost no doubt in my mind. I will kind of be shocked a little bit if Lesnar wins,
I like
because
to
he's
see
not
it.
he's not supposed to be around. Like, he comes for a month or so and goes.
what if this happens? What if Cena wins, but then Kane or who knows, maybe Batista will come back and beat the crap out of Cena, and then Rollins cashes in.
See, that's the X factor right there. You don't know what they're planning with Rollins. You know they're planning something with him, but we don't know when that is. Now, we did just have last SummerSlam a cash in, so maybe they could be like, oh, hey, it's happening twice. Holy cow.
SummerSlam is the most popular place to cash
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty cool if that happens.
Yeah.
Not the fact that Cena won, but the fact that Rollins cashed in.
Well, yeah. And the fact that it's on Cena would just elevate Rollins, career that much, more. I can, if there's some elaborate plan going, it's with Rollins. It's Lesnar and Cena have, knock him out, drag out match. Lesnar pushes him to his limit. Cena puts up a fight and wins. Lesnar does something, beats his ass because he's pissed that he lost. And then Rollins comes in, and you end pay-per-view with a brand new champion. Someone who's not held the title yet.
Could you see Batista coming back
Oh, I hope not.
and interfering
I hope not.
and
I
like,
hope he's
beating the
still-
crap out of Cena
I
at the
hope,
end?
I hope he's still promoting Guardians. 'Cause
But what if Batista came back, beat the crap out of Cena,
then
and
we would get John Cena versus Batista, which is just as bad as John Cena versus Randy
but then
Orton.
Rollins cashed in after Cena was beat
So
up?
then I'd
more.
be happy for that part, but I would be like, oh crap, now we gotta sit through Cena versus Batista.
If Rollins does cash in at SummerSlam, which is possible, it may not even happen, but that would be so awesome.
Yeah,
Then the match, Rollins versus Ambrose, has to happen early on.
oh
in the
yeah,
night.
no, it's probably gonna.
Most likely.
I think it'll probably be one of the first two or three matches that happen.
You think so?
Oh yeah,
Time to rest up.
yeah, give him a little bit of
Because
time.
then Ambrose will be coming out as well if Rollins tries to cash in.
Yeah,
As
He-
long as they lock up Ambrose somewhere so he can't get out there.
yeah, you could see like you gotta look for Rollins and Ambrose happens. Either one of them wins. It doesn't matter who wins. Then you gotta look for something to happen to Ambrose, like he leaves the arena or he gets like knocked out or locked somewhere, and then you might see that might be a hint, like, hey, expect something from Rollins right now.
Could you possibly see this happening at some point? Rollins versus Ambrose versus Reigns in a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship some point in the future.
Rollins wins the title, yeah. Oh yeah.
Wouldn't that be awesome
Or
to see a triple threat match between those three guys
that would be phenomenal.
for the title?
I would love to see that. That would
Because
be
Reigns,
a
I
great
could see him
match.
being champion. I could see Ambrose. I could see all three of those guys.
Yeah, hands down. They're again young talent coming up, and they're your future. After Cena's gone, after Orton's gone, Triple H, Kane, all these guys are gonna retire at some point.
So I think it would be great if Rollins cashed in, and then at some point in the future, they had a triple threat match between Ambrose, Rollins, and Reigns for the
It's
championship.
fun.
Interesting.
But,
But
yeah.
as it goes for the match, I'd like to see Brock Lesnar get it, but I just don't know. It all depends on how, like his contract is like. But it's just like, how can you have him go from beat the Undertaker to then just beat to having Cena beat him? I just don't understand.
That's what I was thinking too.
It probably happened back in when those two were full-time wrestlers. Like
I just wanted to see them build up Lesnar one more time, give him the title.
it'd be a waste. You build up a guy and then he goes. Like if that's his contract where he's only around for these dates, because we haven't seen him since WrestleMania. That's a long period of time
True.
between now and WrestleMania. You can't give someone the title.
But
That's
what
gotta
if
go
he
on that.
loses it, or what if he wins that Sunday, but then he loses it on the Raw the next day?
Who does he lose it to? I don't know.
I don't know.
It would be it would be the shocker of all shockers to see him lose it that quick. That would probably do more harm to his character, and he probably would not like that.
Yeah.
So
Well, they could have Brock, because Brock Lesnar's supposed to be stick around until Night of Champions.
what, one more month?
Yeah.
Please. Again, these contracts where you're around for a month and then you're gone, like they don't faze me. They don't do anything for me, and I don't typically get behind the wrestler that has that contract.
I subscribe to the ABC theory. Even though I'm not a big Lesnar fan, anyone but Cena. ABC. So, even though in some aspects it may not make sense for Lesnar to win it, I'm picking Lesnar.
Yeah, makes sense.
Where are you picking?
I like Brock, so I'm just gonna go with Brock.
No one won again. That's fine. That's fine.
The heel predictor.
Yeah. Even though this one's like,
Even though the,
yeah, kind of.
Cena's a face, but the majority of the time he gets booed.
Majority of the people
On paper he's a face, but
majority of the people want Lesnar to win. At any time someone brings up Cena winning, they're like, no, hell no. I'm like, well,
we're watching if Cena wins until the next night.
and then they're gonna watch Raw. So it's whatever. People will get pissed or whatever, but no, I would not understand giving Lesnar the title if he's not going to be around at least for a couple months. And then in that couple months, you better build someone who looks formidable enough to face Brock Lesnar and then take the title for him. Because you can't just throw together a wrestler and it looks like he's formidable, has a chance against Brock Lesnar. They build Brock Lesnar as this big, scary, badass guy. And that just destroys everything. So you need someone who can kind of handle that.
The Rock. Rock versus Brock.
Oh my God, no. You're pulling from the past.
So you're going with
just,
Cena, of course, I guess.
Yes, Cena.
Even though you don't want him to win, I bet.
I mean,
but you're
I
kind of, you
don't
don't like either.
I want Lesnar to be champion less, because he won't be around. At least with Cena, he's been there. He's been there.
I guess so. I can see
The guy's
that.
worked his ass off and put over 10 years of his life into this business. So, yeah, I'm not big on his character. I think he's dull.
Yeah.
But at the same time, come on, you put in 10 plus years at a job, you don't want to be rewarded. You don't want to, you don't want to get more out of it.
I see what you're saying, and I agree with you, but at the same time, it seems like he's almost always the guy rewarded. It's time to give other people a chance.
Yeah,
There's got to be someone there that moves the meter like Cena does, though. You're missing a guy with Punk because he's out. You're missing Bryan because he's hurt. Those were your two big guys next to Cena when it comes to faces, at the very least.
Reigns.
You're starting to get that with Reigns. He's not there yet. He's getting there. You're getting that with Ziggler. He's not at that level yet, but he can be. He has the capability. So
Good points.
Right now there is no one that moves it like Cena. And until you get that guy, this is who's going to be champion if they want a face champion. If they want a heel champion, then Orton or Brock if he's going to stick around, or whoever.
Okay, now nothing to do with that match, but who do you think Sandow is going to be dressed up as? He'll probably be part of the Lumberjack match. Who do you think he'll be dressed up as?
Well,
They're in LA.
Well, they'll probably throw in him against someone as just like a joke squash match. So probably Kobe Bryant.
I could see that maybe,
I mean,
or Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin, yeah.
Maybe a Kings player, a hockey player.
I'd probably stick with basketball because the majority of people will know Kobe Bryant or Blake Griffin. Not a lot of people know Kings players outside of hockey fans like myself. So
Yeah.
I would be able to recognize, Dustin Brown or Jonathan Quick. Maybe Jonathan Quick.
At first, I didn't really like Sandow's gimmick, but it's grown on me. It's fun to predict like who he's going to dress up as every week, and it's kind of funny.
It's humorous, but it still does the guy wrong.
It does, because he deserves a push, I think.
He's the new Santino.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. But I think we're going to have a lot of great matches for the most part. I mean, yeah, the Swagger Rusev match, McMahon vs. Brie Bella match may not be that exciting, but for the most part, I think we're going to have some pretty good matches.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on. Dean versus Rollins, Miz and Ziggler will be really good.
AJ Lee and Paige.
AJ Lee and Paige has the chance to steal the show.
Reigns and Orton, as you were saying.
Even Reigns and Orton, Orton can sometimes put together a pretty good match with someone.
He's a
It
decent
just
wrestler.
depends.
I mean, Orton, a few weeks ago, he kicked Reigns' ass. So,
Overall, I feel it's going to be a good show.
I think
It's
so.
the biggest party of the summer, so.
Let's hope so.
Any last thoughts? Any comments or
No,
thoughts?
let's just
Follow the buzzards.
see what happens, I mean, I think they're just going to keep the status quo for now. I don't see any major mix-ups, any sort of major changes. I'd like to see it just because you have the potential Rollins as champion. Like, would the world not be set ablaze by that? Would they not start talking and be like, oh, new champion, brand new champion, not a guy who's held it before?
If Rollins becomes champion, that will only elevate the feud between him and Ambrose.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now Ambrose has something to fight for.
And Reigns is also, he's going to want to win that championship someday. And like I said before, a triple threat match between those three guys, that would be awesome.
Yeah, especially whoever's going to get the championship. It's going to be a brand new championship that they just created. So.
That's a good point. So, we hope you enjoyed our video. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, AlexGold14, or don't. Your choice.
You should want them to follow you.
I should.
We have
But-
a Ring Rants Twitter as well.
Of course, yeah. We just started a Twitter called Ring Rants. We're at Ring Rants, so that's easy to remember.
We have a Facebook page. Like us on Facebook at Ring Rants.
I liked our page like 25 times already. I found out a way.
Oh my god, we're gonna have like.
I like our page, but I don't like you guys. I'm just kidding.
Headlock.
I like you guys.
Oh my god.
I like our Facebook page, and I like Paige. Does Paige have a Facebook page? Probably.
I'm sure Alicia Fox has one though.
Yeah, it can't be too telling on your girl.
Oh,
What did it
Alex.
say?
Can't be two-timing on Alicia Fox.
Yeah.
Oh
Come on,
yeah,
man.
that's right. That's right.
You're her one fan.
Alicia, if you're hearing this, I didn't mean anything by it. We're still cool, right? That's what I thought. Yeah, so follow us on Twitter, Ring Rants. Follow me on Twitter, AlexGold14. Like our Facebook page. What's our Facebook page name?
Ring Rants.
Ring Rants. Okay, yeah, that's it.
Follow me on Twitter at Tim Beagle.
Don't follow me on Twitter because I don't have one.
Just follow him in real life.
Don't follow me.
Don't
Real
follow
life,
him in real
please.
life. I'm just kidding. If you do, we'll get a restraining order, and that takes a lot of
Yeah,
paperwork.
yeah.
And
A lot of time I just don't
Yeah.
have. So, please
anyways, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully, we're at least half right with our predictions. But if we're not, we still had fun making this video.
Yes.
Also, feel free to subscribe to us too. Thank you.
Yes, definitely.
Any last words?
Nope.
We can all see you.